Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Lana for anyone new here, and I'm lost. I am completely lost in the middle of a field. No, I'm actually on a campsite walking back to my beloved camper van, which is a VW T4 called Storky. So we bought Storky 3 years ago and been doing her up ever since because she was pretty knackered when we bought her. And in that time of doing her up, we've been exploring the UK, and it turns out the UK is pretty beautiful. Also, along this van life journey, we decided to make a YouTube channel, and that's where you guys come in. And it's been so fun to share this whole experience with you. So thank you so much for being here. Shamelessly walking across the field. Shamelessly, I say, because of these. Everyone seems to give me grief for them. Don't judge. Crocs are very practical. They are the ones. Anyway, let's get back to Storky, and I will have a little catch up with you guys. To the crib. So I will say it is hard to keep a small space like a short wheelbase van organized and tidy, but I don't think I'm doing a bad job. What do you think? It's a lot better than the last build. If you guys from the start will remember, it was literally just a bench. So the way we've built it, we do have, these are 2 benches here that turn into like 2 seating areas, which turns into a bed, which I pretty much have 99% of the time, especially as I'm staying in it most of the time. And then I've got my little kitchen unit, worktop here. So I've got under here all my cooking stuff, cups, plates, all sorts of bits and bobs. Little jute sort of shelf thing up, just for like extra storage, toothpaste and mayonnaise, you know, all that kind of good stuff. There were a few cock-ups on this van build process, one of them being on this back door, not the curtain. I think it will give you a giggle. It was a blonde moment, okay? Seemed like such a good idea until I realised the door is on a wonk. Don't do that. And then when I'm stationary, like in a campsite like this, I just obviously put my like Yeti and my bags and everything just in the cab area. It makes for great storage. We don't use it. Obviously this is a swivel chair, which actually gives like quite a bit of room, as you can see here, that blocks it off completely. Let me get on the bed and just give you perspective. I'm 5'5" and I can sleep this way and I can sleep this way. It's like laying on a marshmallow. I love it so much. Mom and I built this together through the winter. It probably took about 5 to 6 months because in that time we also got our new engine conversion. So we went from a non-turbo engine, which was pretty horrific, and now we've got a 2.5 TDI. So we've got a turbo. So we are flying around Devon and Cornwall. I love Devon and Cornwall, but I also love the rest of the UK. So as soon as September comes, hoping to get back to Snowdonia. I want to go back to the lakes, Peak District. I would love to get Storky to Scotland. Okay, so that is a brief summary of my little journey, my little van life journey. So it's time to make a cup of tea and fill you in on some more questions. I've had so many recently, a bit more about my background, and most of all, how do we make money? We'll reveal all after today's sponsor. So what I have here in my hands, it's not a secret, this is 3-in-1, and it's pretty much the one-stop shop for fixing, protecting and keeping stuff running smooth in this van. So it lubricates things like hinges, tools, sliding doors and anything that squeaks or sticks, which is pretty much everything in this van. A couple of drops and it's like brand new. It protects from rust, so if you've got metal parts exposed to their elements, this puts a barrier between them and moisture so they stay in top shape for longer. It also loosens stuck parts, bolts, locks, zippers, you name it. If it's seized up, 3-in-1 helps free it without a wrestling match, like me and my wheel. 3-in-1 products are lightweight, easy to store and last such a long time. So a little bottle that covers 3 big problems. So whether it's around the house, in the garage or on the road, 3-in-1 is the kind of thing you're really glad to have in the moment you need it. I'll add all the links below, so grab one before something starts squeaking. Brew in hand. Here's the Storky setup. So there's only a few campers around, so it's quite nice and chilled here. It's getting a bit breezy though, but you know, the weather has been insane, can't complain. So I'm just gonna perch myself down here. Actually, while I'm down here, let me show you my summer shoe collection. I mean, those sliders have seen some days. The Crocs, obviously a winner, and these wellies are probably going to come in handy really soon. One of my most asked questions is what got me interested in van culture and van life. My sister is a bit older than me, so her and her partner lived in Newquay, and they were very much into the surf culture, had a camper van and always took me camping and out in the van. And I think I just kind of felt really connected to it. I think that kind of started it for me. Fast forward to when I was 20, I went travelling and hired a camper van in Australia and New Zealand for a few months, which was one of the most incredible experiences. I just knew I need to be doing this. I need to just have a van, be around nature. It's invaluable. Got back to the UK in my 20s. Life took lots of twists and turns. A roller coaster, a great time, lots of highs and lows, lots of lessons, and yeah, it's a journey. And now I feel like I am on the right path. So I think I bought a Storky when I was 29. So I'd been looking, it's always been in my head to get one, and I think I was always a little bit like worried to buy one, researching for quite a long time. And then I saw this van that was really rusty, didn't drive particularly well on the test run, and I thought, I'll take it. And here we are, 3 years later, getting really warm again. Sun's coming out, hopefully it's going to be a nice sunset. So another question that I am frequently asked is, do I live in the van full time and do I have a base? No, I don't live in the van full time. I would say I'm in the van like 80 to 90% of the time, especially since it's been converted. Buying the van was also a means to actually have space. Me and Tom were living back at our parents' house in our late 20s because of certain circumstances. I have had my own home in the past, but blah de blah de blah. We couldn't get anywhere to rent, so we bought this van so it was ours, and we could just enjoy it and explore the UK, be closer to nature, all the things we want to do. Luckily now we do have a base, which I am very, very grateful for. However, we are currently on the search for a bigger van. That's all I'll say for now. Bringing you in a bit closer for this one because there's quite a few people around now. So my biggest asked question, how much money do I make and how do YouTubers make money? I've got to be honest, I walked into this whole thing blindly, had no idea what we were doing. Obviously bought the van for the reasons I've already explained. I thought it'd be a fun idea to start a social media channel to document it and connect with like-minded people. Tom's a videographer, so it'd be cool if it gets seen, if people watch it. It could just be a really fun thing to do. Hardly anybody watched the YouTube for about a year. It took about a year to get 1,000 subscribers. We earn nothing, not a single penny. You don't get monetized on YouTube until you have 1,000 subscribers. So the second year, which every time we seen like £1 go into the Google AdSense, was so exciting. Just the thought of like that our videos were generating money was just such a cool concept. And obviously it's grown from there. We're almost at 50,000 followers. I do this full time, and I just want to keep like the hope and the dream alive for people that are aspiring to be content creators, because I'm proof you don't need hundreds of thousands and millions of followers to do this as a full-time job. Don't earn loads and loads of money like people might assume. I think if you're up there like in the millions bracket, maybe. So Google AdSense is the money generated from the adverts that are in the YouTube videos. So not the sponsors that I show you, it's the adverts that put in between. So every time you guys watch that, like we might make like a few pennies. So it really depends on how many views we get, dictate how much money we're going to make via Google AdSense. So the main chunk of the money, the majority obviously of the money, is sponsorship. So as you see, I had a sponsor in this video. The fact that brands want to sponsor my videos still blows my mind, and you know, brands that I've been a fan of for years, and it is incredible, and I'm very, very grateful. So that is how I make a living, sponsorships. I have an Instagram which has a bigger following than the YouTube, so I do get quite a lot of regular sponsorships over there because I don't earn loads and loads of money, and I never know when the next paycheck's gonna come in. You never know which brand's gonna land in your inbox. It's unpredictable. Sometimes nothing. It's very like there's no stability there. but for me it's worth it because I get to actually be free. I get to go out and do the things I want to do, and I just love making content. I love filming, I love making YouTube videos for you guys, I love putting together reels for Instagram and TikToks. It's kind of like a whole different thing. I just really enjoy it, so I'm very grateful more people can do this and they realize I never thought I could do this. So if you are someone that has had that little thought to start a YouTube channel or social media, please just try. There is no harm in trying, because you'll only regret it if you don't. You never know what could happen. I mean, I just try and obviously be myself. That's all you can do. Anyway, I'm blabbering on. I'm actually gonna go and have a shower. Would you like to join? I'm just on my way to the showers now, and I just want to summarise my little YouTube journey. And do I think it's worth it? I 100% think it's worth it, because you've got absolutely nothing to lose. When you first post a video, you have nothing to lose. Like, you do it for yourself, and then the rest will come. Whichever way it goes, even if it doesn't grow. Like, it's so nice to just document your journey and like to look back on the videos. Like, me and Tom, we love looking back at like our first videos. It brings back such like wholesome memories as well. So like, do it for yourself. You don't know unless you try. It's me all washed and ready for bed. I'm actually going to try and get an early night tonight. It's quite cold, so I'm going to wrap up and get cozy. I'm going to go paddleboarding tomorrow. I'm going to go on a solo paddleboarding trip, and I'm really excited. It's going to be really sunny. It's going to be a really fun day. So I'll see you in the morning. It's a new day, and the sad news is paddleboarding is off the cards because the conditions are pretty horrific. I'm not even going to bother swimming either, to be honest. But what I am going to do is take myself on a solo date. I'm going to go for lunch, and well, you guys are going to join me. How do you feel about going for food on your own? I've talked about this before, but I truly have no issue with sitting in a restaurant on my own, having lunch, having coffee. Doesn't faze me. I wanted to say to you, I ended up in a tent last week for 4 nights. I really should have vlogged it because it was a hell of an experience. It was almost too stressful to vlog. It was at Boardmasters Festival, and but basically I will tell you in a minute. Let me just start the engine. Okay, let's get it started up. Oh, it's so smooth these days. I've even got the kitchen sink right next to me. I have no idea why. Also got half the beach here as well. Anything goes. How the hell did I end up in a tent for 4 nights at Boardmasters Festival? And I should have vlogged the hell out of it. There's a few stories I put on Instagram, but oh my goodness. I went with a company. I got a PR invite, which was amazing. They put me in VIP camping, and I thought, well, I'm there then. Sounds wonderful. So I went with my niece, and she, as we approached, she said, have you read this brief? Because you can't take camper vans into VIP camping, it's tents only. You are joking me? You will just have to, I guess, buy a tent. I looked in the shops, they were about £300 plus. I thought, right, no. And then it occurred to me, I've got the awning in the back. So what did we do? We got there at about 7 p.m. and lugged the entirety of Storky down to the VIP camping. And it was horrific. It was horrific because I hadn't planned for it. I didn't even have a backpack. So I'm dragging everything. It was like a military workout. We didn't settle down till about midnight, but you know, we got it all set up, and it was grand. Never ever been able to do Boardmasters in a van. There's always some reason I end up in a tent. I'm actually going to Tunes in the Park this weekend down at Port Elliot. I'm looking forward to it. It's quite a chill festival. So and that's it. That's me done for the season. So we've arrived at the restaurant. Let's go. So I'm in at the restaurant on my own. That is good coffee. Ordered myself a king prawn pizza. It actually looks pretty good. there's a cheese test, and it passed. If anyone's watching, they think I'm such a weirdo. Well, I'm a happy girl now because I've got a belly full of food ready to take on the day, and I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'd love to know what you think in the comments. Hope you have a wonderful bank holiday weekend coming up. You have something quite exciting lined up alongside the festival, so do stay tuned next week. There are some really exciting things in the pipeline. I promise you, you will not want to miss them. See you soon.